you know, he's not going to get that last pick that allows him to have the agency and be like, oh, I know I win these matchups, so I'll play that, right? So yeah, as we move into Champion Select, hopefully we'll see exactly what happened. And
what do we see here? So it's MACMOODIES, Mordecai is at top, counter pick into Sion. I don't know if it's that much of a counter pick, honestly. I think it's good against Jarvan because you can walk away for objective.
We can't. Yeah, it's in order of lane, so I don't think that was like a first pick Sion. If I had to guess, it was probably a blind pick in the last half of the draft. But yeah, we got the Mordekaiser picked into the Sion, which I don't think that's a counter pick per se. Sion gets to do Sion things in that lane. Okay, so we have just had confirmation that the blue side did priority pick the Jarvan for Secluded Pathos, so that's why we go straight back onto that. This is his, I think, 7th game on the chat. No, they played 2 series. They're both in 2. They played 2 series so far. This is their 3rd series. He played 5 games. This is his 5th game on the champion out of 6 total games played. And in all of those other games, his agency in the early game was insane, and so his impact on the early game as well is also really high. So we'll have to see if he can do the same thing here. And then we see the rest of the map seems to be fairly similar. So we got the Corki in the mid lane giving them that 80 carry on the side of Troll Petrol again. And instead of picking instead of the Vel'Koz, we now have the Mel. And instead of the Poppy, we now have the Karma. So the Karma is going to be trying to shield up the team. They're still going for that 5v5 focus, but it's less. I guess they don't need the Poppy because they're not trying to counter Jarvan like that, right? They have the Jarvan. They don't need to counter the Jarvan. I don't remember how squishy she is.
I might be a bit of a terrorist and actually play that a lot. When I go top lane, Karma, Aurora, Gnar, that's my jam.
Damn, fair enough.
So now, if you want to ban me from casting for that, then
no, you're good.
Justified.
You're good. God damn. We hear some pings here coming out. Looks like we might have a little something. People could see each other, but it looks like nothing's gonna happen. And then we see some chat going on. I don't know what these guys are saying, but
I just read someone's grandma fell down the stairs.
Oh god damn.
That's some crazy thing to say.
Oh no. I don't know why we have such an active all chat in this game, but not from the last one. But we'll see how this one goes. We have confirmation here, apparently, from their jungler that it is going to be a full AD Sion. We do see the Doran's Blade the Doran's Blade start. So I don't know how much credence that leads to it being full AD Sion, but I'll be interested to see how this plays out and how many minutes we have to wait before we start seeing some proxying go on. But yeah, man, I think let's just have a little talk about what we think these lanes are going to go. Like, I think mid lane is probably going to be much the same, where we're going to see Z-Man kind of dominate the early lane. But if he doesn't completely shit on the Akali, then the Akali might be able to actually get into the game and become a real threat as we move into.
I believe the Door and Shield this time though on Akali, so more sustain.
Makes sense. I think there was a lot of times we saw where he just kind of ate shit in lane. Took a lot of damage for no reason, and you know, it made life real hard for him. But you know, the Doran's shield should make life a little bit easier in that regard. And I believe the main big power spike for Akali is, I think, level 11, if I remember correctly. And so if they can get to that without having lost too many, you know, had to lose too many advantages, then we might be able to see the Akali do something similar to what we saw the Echo do in game 1. But yeah, man, I don't know. I do agree. Now that you pointed out to me, the fact that they don't have any kind of formal engage is it's a sore thumb to me now. Tragic. And I'm very worried that it might be the death knell here for MACMOODIES. But we'll have to see how the game plays out. Early lane, as is tradition, kind of a little bit boring here. No major CSs anyway. Really we got a fight here. Look at the Secluded Pathos gate. You know, he's coming in here. It's gonna be quick. That's a quick first blood right there. You know, the grubs hadn't even spawned and we got first blood. And it looks like Johnny might die here too. You gotta remember,
Johnny's
this is rough.
shit again.
Yeah, he got...
Q coming out. Oh my god, Solo killed his Mordekaiser. Another EQ coming out from Jarvan here. Diego already flashed, can't get the range of the Karma. Oh no, it's all downhill.
Yeah, I was going to say things are going a bit tits up here for the MANDEM, I think. That's a little under 2k gold in the pocket of the Troll Petrol right now. They're swimming in it, and yeah, that looks rough, man. Because like okay, so there were separate instances, right? So when the flash is burnt by blank and he has to walk and he just gets kited by the Karma, that's a feel bad. When you give last pick to your top laner to try and get a positive matchup and he still gets solo killed at like 3 minutes, that's a feel bad. And when the when the main area you were winning in the last game just gets diffed by the early engage, as we see here from the Jarvan, it's rough. I mean, you know, both flashes come out and it's still going to be a quick kill there. And I like the adaptation by Troll Petrol there to be able to be like, okay, well, you know, we had issues in our bot side. Well, all right, we're going to gank that now. We're picking a gank in jungle and we're going to make something happen. And yeah, we just see me
just beating Diego's ass in a 2v2 here.
Oh, okay, Johnny maybe going down here. Looks like it's gonna be, yeah.
Oh, he flashed in. That's crazy. Jarvan tanking. Good synergy there.
That was rough, man. That was super rough. The top lane is looking brutal in this game. It was looking brutal in the last game, but you know, we're only 5 minutes in and we don't have any advantages in the rest of the map this time. It's not like we're trading things here. And no! God damn. Secluded
my god, how did he snip that one out?
Stray Ruin King, and you know, Smookson. 0-2 here on the Viego. Probably not expecting the Jarvan to even be there, and we can see they're setting up a dive here. Level 6 on the Sion, gonna knock him up. Johnny got... he got. God damn.
Last time he dropped 14-0 on Jarvan, so maybe it's a sign for future teams to just not let this guy get Jarvan again.
Yeah, I mean, 4-0-1, nearly 100% kill participation. 6 minutes in the game and you got 6 kills. We got a kill per minute, and he's been a part of most of them. You know, like it's looking brutal, man. But let's think positively. Mid lane is even. So we could say even. You know, so, if the Akali can stay even until they hit their power spike, they should maybe be able to have an impact in this game. And like we saw in the last game, when Ko has impact, it's major. So we'll see how this goes. We got a little bit of a cheeky engage here. No,
oh my god, I think he's dead. He doesn't have ult anymore.
Is he gonna get out? No, he doesn't.
He can flash.
He doesn't level up there. Oh, but now they don't get the Akali, but they find themselves a stray jungler, and that's another free kill there. Ko's gonna go on to the Jarvan. I don't think he's gonna be able to do much.
That's insane to do.
Yeah, the confidence here on the Akali. They do have 3 members here, but a good backtrack won't be a kill. Okay, they are gonna shut him down, and that is
a big shutdown to Akali though.
605 gold straight onto the Akali. So, okay, again, we're running it back. Ko is the guy. He's gonna have to carry on this team right now. He's been set up in such a way that he might be able to, but we can see. Look at the rush here by Z-Man. So I don't remember seeing him do this in game 1. But in this one, it looks like he's either going for that Merc Treads or he's going for an early Hex Drinker. Either way, he's building resistances because he does not want to get soloed like he was in that last game. And I think that's a smart adaptation from the Corki too. He's going to delay his first major item if he does go for the Hex Drinker. But, you know, if it stops him dying, he's happy because he's playing for late game anyway, right? You know, he's the team's late game insurance. Oh, to be fair, Mel is late game insurance too. So, you know, the later this game goes, I think the happier you are as Troll Petrol. And you're already pretty happy. You got a 2k gold lead at 7-1 right now. You get that first Drake there too, completely.
Oh, they're gonna get ropes as well here.
Yeah.
They are chilling.
Big chilling, for sure. God damn. I'm trying to find things to talk about, things that might sound positive here for the MACMOODIES MANDEM. But right now, I'm not going to lie, the only positive thing I can say is that if they lose this game and they go down to the losers bracket, they end up on the same side of the bracket as Cutters Cuties, so we might get that grudge match.
Okay.
That's all I can say right now, because I'm not going to lie to you, it's kind of looking bleak.
Yeah, I mean, last game it was so opposite, you know? I think MACMOODIES were popping off in the early game. And now it's completely different, and they have a worse comp, so it's looking a bit rough. Also, Akali is actually going for Liandry's here. I don't know if Liandry's is the way to go here.
I am unsure. Again, I don't play mid, so I'm not the best person to talk about what the optimal items on a champion like Akali would be. But I mean, look at this replay, man. I have to say, at least we can see the confidence here from the Akali is insane. Knowing that the team is coming nearby, they got that little synergy going. Doesn't quite die to the flag and drag here because he hasn't got the ability to trigger his passive off the auto attack. And then just, you know, cheeky little Q gets the shutdown. Big gold in his pocket. But back on the topic of the build, yeah, I don't know if Liandry's is the shout. I would have assumed you would go for that burst item. I cannot remember the name. It's Storm Surge. There we go.
Yeah, especially with the electrocute.
Yeah, it would make sense to be able to try and pop these squishies, right? You know, like if he gets the Storm Surge. Yeah, Jarvan is unseen right now too. Flash Q gonna go through the enemy like goalposts.
Yeah, that's. I've never seen a Mel do that before. That's crazy.
Yeah. I didn't know you could miss that skill shot. Yeah, it's kind of rough. Like everybody's been making that joke that it's not actually a skill shot because you can't miss the first part of it, right? But I mean, Amandor's trying to prove us wrong, and I guess I respect him for it. Kind of wasting.
He's making it spicy,
though,
you know.
Unfortunately. Yeah,
He's
true.
MACMOODIES believe.
I respect that too. That's you know. Can he make the Twitch chat believe though? Because I can see someone said that they're looking MANDEM are looking MANDON right now. So yeah, we'll have to see. But yeah, Amandor stopping the bases here. Does have, you know, he's got that kill in his back pocket and a little nearly 10 CS lead here. Not looking too bad.
Another positive. Johnny might be 0-3, but there's no 3-0 Fiora.
That's true.
So that's another
I'm not. Yeah, if you're the MANDEM, you're not worried about the 102 Sion. In the same way you were worried about the 3-0 Fiora. I agree. But in contrast, instead of having a 2-1-7 Jarvan on your team, who's that incredible impact, you now have a 0-3, somehow also underfarmed but with less impact jungler. Like it's not like we've traded. It's not like the other game where we saw Wukong traded his impact to gain a CS lead, which allowed him to still get gold until he hit his item spikes. In this instance, Viego is 3 camps down. And we do need a big flash here. Is he gonna, looks like we're going to dissipate that.
He's really trying to carry.
Yeah, he's trying his hardest there. And try to put the team on his back. Scared the Corki there, made him flash. TP is also going to come out. You did see Viego was nearby, so I think maybe if the escape tools weren't there for Z-Man, they could have maybe made something happen, but unfortunately it was not meant to be, and Wilbert is here to protect his Corki if need be. Yeah, Ko has got to get out, because if he doesn't, he's going to get smoked, and he's taking big damage even though he is making his way out. So yeah, he's going to be able to probably get a base off here. We can see Viego maybe looking to make something happen on the mini-map. About Blank will try and flash W here onto the Corki. Not going to get anything, though. And with the Sion showing up, you kind of have to abandon the cause. And look at that
reflect there.
Vulnerability, yeah. Stuns for Root is going to hit. That's going to be a solo. That's got to be a solo kill, right? There we go. Amandor killing Toki 0-2-1. Stark contrast from the first game. It looks like when they don't get that early lead, they're not quite able to, translate anything. You know, they're not as good at kind of surviving when they're behind in comparison to being ahead. And Ko might get caught out here. He does dash away. Dashes back in with the Viz. About Blankets here, maybe going to be able to make something happen. Cataclysm's going to come out. Secluded Pathos has to flash away. Flag lands, but no drag. And he's going to make his way safely back to his own jungle. No harm, no foul. Meanwhile, Linium
Wait, that is Serpent Fang right there on the
bullying Mordekaiser. We are in Brazil currently, but even in Brazil, Johnny still loses, bro. It's rough. At the same level, but the Sion just hurts, man. And we can see, look at his build, by the way.
Fang, so he actually just cuts the shielding by a lot.
Very interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that on a Sion before, but I understand the logic here, and I think it works wonders in this specific matchup. Because, like, yeah, you look how much damage he dealt to him. When he landed, he didn't even land a fully charged Q. It was a half Q, and it completely popped Mordekaiser's shielding, which is probably half of the reason that Mordekaiser was picked, you know, because it's probably been the safe pick because of all of that shielding. So, yeah, really smart adaptation on the side of Troll Patrol, who are now carrying a 3k gold lead.
Absolutely.
Yeah, with those Ionian boots of Lucidity, life is going to be real hard here. So for those of you that are unaware, Mel is a champion that deals more damage by applying her passive stacks. And so all of her abilities care about that. Like all of them, they care about her stacking. So the more she can use her abilities, the more she can abuse people, essentially. That's why she's gone for a mana a bit up.
I think he's just going to die. He has to ult out for it.
Toki doesn't know he's just... Oh my god. Straight solo there.
Akali as well.
Oh my god, this is a massacre. Ko is gonna get out. Oh, well, okay, nice little football thing from the Emilio. Is gonna stop the flag and drag. It buffers it. Linium's low.
Might be
probably revenge kill. Revenge kill. Yeah, we take those. Shutdown is nice. But on the other side of the map, it's looking peak. Ko gets caught here. Secluded Pathos gonna pick up his 6th kill. He's sitting on that Eclipse and probably a small mountain of gold in his back pocket too. And oh god damn, with the 4k gold lead here for the side of Troll Patrol, I think it's still looking rough, you know. Like I guess take the small things that you get there from getting that shutdown on the Scion, and yeah, but it's still looking real bleak right now.
They might be from London, but the Brazilian roots coming through here with the solo kill in top lane, and Millie also great soccer balls here. Absolute goal.
Yeah, that Mel just popping him. Maybe they didn't know they were in line of sight of them, right? And so it just didn't occur. But yeah, Toki got diffed there, and it's real hard for him. And there we go. We see Ko tries to make something happen here. This is where he's gonna die to the job and gets locked up. Flag and drag doesn't actually hit, but it doesn't really matter. He just ends up dying anyway. Oh, this will be the trade turret for shutdown. Oh, okay. The preemptive flash by the Mordekaiser was smart. I think he assumed he was going to try an ultimate out, so he was like, "Let me flash to make sure I can block that," and it did end up kind of still happening. Well, yeah. I still feel like these guys are gonna. I don't see how they win this. You know. Genuinely speaking, I don't know if they can. 0-3 in the jungle, 0-3 in the bot lane. Akali is 1-1 right now with a CS disadvantage, and with less burst power than you would like because they've got the Liandry's instead of the Storm Surge. And so, don't get me wrong, I'm willing to admit I may be wrong on the Liandry's rush here. Maybe that is the best way to play Akali, but it doesn't look like it's going to matter because the Mandem are pushed up, and with the missing Q there by the Milio, he just opens himself up for danger. Luckily, they get a kill on Z-Man there in the backside.
Falling down, though.
Yeah, rough times for him. Let's go. He got to turn into someone else. It only took 18 minutes. We take those.
Oh, my God, he's going
shot from the Akali. Big damage. Oh, Viego's going. Viego's down. It is what it is. It's a 3v1 here for Ko. I don't think he's going to be able to make it out of this one. Look at the confidence on Wilbert, by the way, just walking up on the Karma. Linium is gonna just get solo killed there. What?
Oh, he's still alive.
This game is crazy.
Oh no!
Oh!
He gets
miscalculation
from the burn on Mel. Mel had burn damage on Akali, stepped into tower range and died.
And that's why you go Leandries, boy. Ain't no way. We see how it finally works out for him. You know, the burn is the difference maker there. I mean, we're ignoring the fact that he also tanked the fat turret shot, but
yeah,
like,
no, I mean, the Mel took the tower shot because he had Leandries, or at least favorite dashes.
Stillman is it's a rough one here. I don't know. 6k gold at 20 minutes. I mean, we've seen bigger advantages, but I think Troll Petrol are, you know, they're in the driving seat right now. You got 713, 2 items on the Jarvan. 5-1 and 3, 2 items on the Mel as well. With a CS lead. Comfortable. We do see them give over this dragon though, which is an interesting choice. Maybe because Z-Man is in the top side trying to pressure this tier 2. But after the dragon goes down, we are looking for a fight. We see the Scion all come out. Wilbert's going to take a big chunk of damage, but he is going to go down. Ko is going to be able to secure it. Linium lands a nice Q here. Flag and drag out through the Pathos. He's on 2 people. He's got Cactus with 3 people. 3 people locked up. One of them does get out, but the other 2 are going down. And that is our 3rd kill here for the Mel. Ruinous Atacon spawns midway through this fight, but it doesn't matter because they're going to pick up 4 now. And there's going to be a couple turrets here as punishment for the you know, the poor life judgment of MACMOODIES Mandem in this game. Down goes top tier 2 and bot tier 2. Yeah, they're going out together into that losers bracket. It looks like for sure, because I don't see how they make this comeback. Not with 0 engage tools.
It is.
And they're going for the tier 3.
It is, by the way.
I mean, he's sitting on a Kraken Slayer right now, and he's going to die. He just got smoked under his own turret. That's just rough times, man. Amandor doesn't have the mana to kill the Milio, but definitely would have had the damage if he had the mana.
Yeah, or the ultimate.
I don't know, man. We're seeing people talk in a chat about tactical losses, but nothing in this game feels tactical. I don't know. It's looking bleak.
If you consider the Kled in game 1, maybe it is a tactical loss.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, again, when you do the R5 kind of counter pick for your top lane, you would assume it would go a little bit better than the situation that we're in right now. But maybe they weren't prepared for the Scion Serpents thing. And it's nowhere near as bad as that last one. And this is the fight here. This is why they lose the 4 members. We do see kind of a scuff engaged by Linium. Misses the Milio. Nice little pick from Ko. But now he's got a Jarvan between him and his safe base. You know, he lands 3 in that Cataclysm. What can you do? Quick 2 kills. Toki's just literally in melee range with the Mel. And then we see Johnny here on the Mordekaiser trying to 3v1, trying to make some kind of hero play.
I respect the decision on Johnny to just take the 1v3, even if it's just mega losing. That's respectable.
Yeah.
He actually is going to take down the Jarvan here. 1 more Q. Ooh, okay. Ko picks it up.
Yeah. I mean, they have Linium stuck between their base and them, but I don't think they can do much. And look at the damage on Johnny. God damn, Z-Man smoked him. Mel's going to finish it off, and Ko's going in to see if he can get something. He does get 1. 2. Okay. But it's now an inhib at 22 minutes. And I don't know, man. Again, after every single one of these fights.
Of the series for me.
Yeah, I mean, this ain't Marvel Rivals, but if it was, he would be the SVP. For sure. And it's been a rough one other than him. I think he has been an impressive part of an unimpressive showing in this second game. Unfortunate, to be honest, considering how the first game went. I thought we might be in for a banger series, but this game's looking stompy. And we can see he's trying his hardest there. Does get the shutdown onto the Jarvan. But now You know, there's 3 men between this Scion and safety, and he somehow just gets to walk out and gets kills. He does get killed on the back end of it, you know, but it's, I don't know, man.
Oh my
it's still
god, look at
not great.
the passive punch there on Akali from Scion. It's so much damage.
The Akali damage, I'd love to see the post-game stats of this game after we do finish it and see just how much damage the Akali is doing. Because she is definitely a threat with the, you know, the 2-item spike here. We've got the Rift Maker, and about blank just got fucking ripped. Johnny now too. And we can see Sion starting a fight on the other side of the map. Nah, he's gonna go down. Toki's on half HP just from the Sion ultimate, by the way. And
I would
they're
like
all
to
gonna have
call
to
out
just
Millennium
disperse.
though. He did not in fact go full AD Sion. He does have a chain vest in his inventory right now. For Ice Moon Diamond.
Yeah, that's true.
So he is a
Titanic Hydra as well. So, you know, I'm guessing that's going into... It's not even called Iceborne Gauntlet anymore. I can't remember what it's called anymore. But essentially Iceborne Gauntlet. I don't think so, no. I think Iceborne Gauntlet was the old name. But here we go. Ko has got to burn the Zelnias. And he does. Does he get out? Is he actually safe? No way he's safe, right?
His movement
no. Okay, maybe he's safe. What the hell? That's impressive. That's
I like how
genuinely
everyone else
surprising.
is just watching.
Yeah, their base is in passes, and I'm just watching the Akali because it's the only part of this thing that's entertaining. Everything else is going real rough, man. This game is looking bleak, and they've got. Is this the plan? Don't take my base. I'll just chase me instead. I guess it kind of worked because they ended up abandoning trying to get anything from the base, but now it's going to be a free Baron. You know, we got an 11k gold lead here. Yeah, I agree. In this game right now, Ko is the only player on the side of MACMOODIES Mandem. Johnny's trying, and he's not doing as badly as he was in the last game, but for as much he is improved, the rest of the map is kind of falling apart, you know? Zero real impact on the Viego, zero impact full stop on the Caitlyn this time. And yeah, you can see in the gold lead, we got nearly 4,000 gold on that Mel, who's 11-1-7 right now, putting in a shift, or as a substitute, by the way. And it's gold leads pretty much across the board everywhere else. Mid lane is the only one where it's even close, and the Corki is still actually ahead. In this game, he's been able to farm up a Storm. He's got nearly over a 50 CS lead over the Akali. So even though Akali is putting in the most work right now to try and make sure that their team stays in this winner's bracket, they're still actually behind. And
yeah, from all the towers and the shutdowns as well.
Yeah, for sure. Any plating that they were able to secure, all of the turrets that he's been a part of killing, all of the neutral, the Baron gives gold as well. So, you know, it's looking good for the Corki because the Corki wants to scale, right? And we can see also, by the way, there is a Magi Soul Stealer on that Mel, and another big fight here, locked up.
Oh my god, the Scion Q and Jarvan Q.
Big damage on that layered ability between the Scion. Ko's gonna go down. There's no way he gets out here. Flash here by Mel, gonna miss it. Lands the E and still gets them. About blank falling back here onto the base in the fountain. Turret's going down. It's a wrap, boys. It is
what a
wrap.
Terrible draw.
Yeah, I feel like... Oh, do you know what? MACMOODIES Mandem can still blame MACMOODIE because he's apparently their coach. And I do feel like they lost both of those games in draft, so...